Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited because today we get a romance. It's getting close to Valentine's Day. I'm in the mood, so why not? I've mentioned before that I really love a good rom-com. However, I thought about it and I've never seen a true romance film. This one comes highly suggested and it's set back in the 19th century, and to me that makes it even more intriguing. So I'm so ready to dive into some Pride and Prejudice today. If you want to help me out before we get started by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notification bell so you never miss out on watching any good shows or movies together. And if you want the full length watch along, the link for Patreon is down in the description. For now, let's dive right in. This is just so different from what's on the channel right now. We've got cartel, beheadings, superheroes, Reagan's Head 360, now Pride and Prejudice. Let's keep it interesting. I think I have this affinity for the early 19th century because I was a little girl who loved the American Girl books. I loved them. A peek in the past to me. Could never afford the American Girl dolls, but I love the books.
Lydia, Lizzie.
Don't you just also love a peek into what it would have been like to be alive back then? How they entertained themselves, how they cooked, cleaned, spent their days. It's so interesting.
Netherfield Park is let at last. Do you not want to know who has taken it? Mind, that's Bingley right from the north. He's single.
Who's single?
Somebody's hair.
Possibly affect them.
You know, he must marry one of them.
Good heavens.
Listening, you never listen. You must, Papa.
There's no need. I already have. You mistake me, my dear. I have the highest respect for them. They've been my constant companion.
Is he amiable?
Who? Is he handsome?
So will he come to the ball tomorrow?
I believe so.
They're all hoping to be married off to this boy, this man. Except she looks disgusted and sisters look excited.
2 weeks I'll do.
Can't imagine why Dad wants to marry any of them all. What a beautiful home. Look at those trees. Oh my gosh, how cool. I can't believe people really lived like this. Like balls.
Love every man in the room does not end the evening in love with fellow poppycocks in my limited experience.
Oh, this must be him. Let's see.
And the person with the quizzical brow?
That is his good friend, Mr. Darcy. And he owns half of Derbyshire.
So he's rich. That was weird. Okay, back to it.
Introduce him to the girls immediately.
It's so weird, right? Like the concept of this person coming to find a wife at this ball and everybody's like after his attention. But you read about it in books. Like that's like you've read that in every romance, well, any romance book. It's a classic storyline is what I'm saying.
I'm delighted to make your acquaintance.
How fun.
How do you like it here in Hertfordshire, Mr. Bingley?
Very much.
The regiment are coming.
The girls are so giddy. Like the epitome of giddy over the possibility of men.
Will you dance, Mr. Darcy?
Not if I can help it.
So Darcy seems he's so like sullen.
We are a long way from Grosvenor Square, are we not, Mr. Darcy?
Like Mr. Darcy just seems so like he does not want to be there.
She is the most beautiful creature I have ever beheld.
Perfectly tolerable.
Tolerable.
Tempt me. We'd better return to your partner and enjoy her smile.
Well, how rude. Well, I guess Darcy wasn't rude. I'm just because he wasn't aware she was listening. But I wouldn't want to hear that. He was being honest, in his opinion, but she is so delightfully beautiful. He just seems unhappy. Like, at this point, if Darcy's the love interest, I don't see the appeal. I'm like, girl. My epitome of love interest in books is Cassian, if anybody reads Akatai.
It is a pity she's not more. Admit that she's plain.
I wonder who first discovered the power of poetry in driving away love.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
Dancing. Partner is barely tolerable.
Boop. His face. Oh my gosh, she's so classy. She's so classy. The way she said that was just like so unaffected, but like, I know. Kind of left him speechless, as if he already wasn't speechless enough.
Mr. Bingley is just what a young man ought to be. Marriage driven by thoughts of money.
He danced with you most of the night and
He
stared at you
liked
for the
you.
rest of it. Mr. Darcy, I more easily forgive his vanity had he not wounded mine.
And her smile is perfect. Oh my gosh, I just feel like so cozy and like, I'm loving this. Usually like so anxious from everything I watch, intense emotions I hide, and this, and I'm just like...
Then he danced the third with Miss Luke. It is a shame she's not more handsome.
It's crazy to me that they said handsome for women back then. It's crazy that she keeps saying that this girl's not more handsome. It's rude.
When you die, Mr. Bennet, which may in fact be very soon.
Please, it's 10 in the morning.
Praise the Lord. We are saved.
Oh my gosh, she wants to marry them girls off so bad.
She has invited me to dine with her.
Where? Let me see that. Certainly not. She'll go on horseback.
Horseback?
Your skills in the art of matchmaking are positively.
That's what she made her take horseback, so the girl had to stay the night.
A sore throat, a fever, and a headache. There is nothing much wrong with me.
I must go to another field at once.
Her father just keeps reminding me of Gandalf every time he pops on the screen.
Apparently Lady Bathurst is redecorating her ballroom in the French style. A little unpatriotic, don't you think?
Because she's doing her ballroom in French style. Oh my... Holy cow. Why does... He looks stunned for her to be tolerable.
I'm so sorry. How is my sister?
She's upstairs.
Thank you.
My goodness, did you see her hem? 6 inches deep in mud. She looked positively medieval.
Tending to my sister so diligent.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure that she's here.
Not going to be famous, RP.
It's all going according to plan. Bingley! And he doesn't mind a bit that she hasn't...
Is that Gandalf? Y'all, I know I'm not tripping. Maybe I am. I just always miss when previous characters I've seen come on screen. Like, I read it in the comments and I'm like, how'd you miss that? Now I'm probably reading too much into it. I remember some of the sisters were excited about the officers. The mama cracks me up the way she is trying to... I'm not going to use the words. The way she's trying to get her daughter married off.
How many letters you must have occasion to write, Mr. Darcy? Do tell your sister that I long to see her.
I've already told her once by your desire.
Well, I think it's amazing you young ladies have the patience to be so accomplished.
You must have a thorough knowledge of music, singing, drawing, dance.
And of course, you must improve her mind by extensive reading. Are you so severe on your own
It
sex?
would certainly be a fearsome thing to behold.
Miss Elizabeth, let us take a turn about the room.
She is so... The sister, the redhead sister, I didn't catch her name. She's so intimidating and, like, gives off the looks now.
Will you not join us, Mr. Darcy?
Can only have two motor, Caroline, and I wouldn't do either.
Do tell us, Mr. Darcy.
If the first, I should get in your way. If the second, I can admire you much better from here.
And would you consider pride a fault or a virtue?
That I couldn't say. My good opinion, once lost, is lost forever.
Dear, I cannot tease you about that. But a shame, for I dearly love to laugh.
A family trait, I think.
He just always looks like he's sulking, too.
Mrs. Bennet and Miss Bennet.
Excellent room you have, sir.
I find it perfectly out. Society is a little less varied than in town.
Ah! That's not pleasant.
Mr. Bingley, is it true that you have promised to hold a ball here? No,
Oh, do hold a ball, Kitty.
Ball is a perfectly irrational way to gain new acquaintance.
Thank you, Mary. Mr. Darcy.
Miss Bennet?
Mr. Bingley, I don't know how to thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bingley looks like he could be a Weasley.
not at all. Pleasure is all mine.
He felt it too. It's just that he's not pleasant. So it's not like there was a moment, you know? It's like, ugh.
His name's Mr. Collins. He's the dreaded cousin.
My piano store belongs to Mr. Collins. The estate passes directly to him and not to us poor females.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. So their father's estate can't get passed to them. It gets passed to their cousin. Oh, that just because they're women? Yikes.
What a superbly featured room, and what excellent boiled potatoes.
What?
To which of my fair cousins should I compliment the excellence of the cooking? I'm very pleased the estate can afford such a living. I'm honoured to have as my patroness Lady Catherine de Bourgh. Condescends to drive by my humble dwelling.
Does she have any family?
The heiress of Rosings and very extensive property.
How happy for you, Mr. Collins, to possess the talent for flattering with such delicacy.
Arise chiefly from what is passing at the time, though I do sometimes amuse myself with arranging such little elegant compliments.
Believe me, no one would suspect your manners to be rehearsed.
It's the way that she gives little jabs in such graceful ways that I love.
I have with me Fordyce's sermons. Are you familiar with Fordyce's sermons, Miss Bennet? Well, it is my vow that soon I may find a mistress for it.
Oh, Mr. Collins. Unfortunately, it is incumbent upon me. Miss Lizzie, next to her in both age and beauty, were excellent partners.
Indeed. Very agreeable alternative.
It's just so weird how much of this is like a transaction back then, you know? It's like the free will to make your choice to be in love or to be married. It's not yours. Because like a peek in the past is cool, and sometimes a peek in the past is a reminder of how far we've came.
Oh, Mr. Wickham, how perfect you are. I just happened to be looking for some ribbon.
Shall we all look for some ribbon together? I can't be trusted. I have very poor taste in ribbon. When it comes to Buck, I'm lost.
Your superiors do with you.
Oh, they have some banter. And he's handsome.
I'm of next to no importance, so it's easily done.
Lend me some money.
You already owe me a fortune, Liddy. No, Mr. Wickham, please.
I insist.
Her other sisters are so eager. Those two. I think they're twins. They look like it. The twins is what I'm going to call eager.
Mr. Bingley! Mr. Bingley, how do you like my ribbons for your ball? Be sure to invite Mr. Wickham as a credit to his profession.
Oh. Was he bothered? Were you bothered, Mr. Darcy? What was that?
How long has Mr. Darcy been a guest there?
About a month. Forgive me, but are you acquainted with him?
Indeed, I've been connected with his family since then.
That your plans in favour of Meryton will not be affected.
If he wishes to avoid seeing me, he must go.
What is the manner of your disapproval of Mr. Darcy?
We grew up together, Darcy and I. Father treated me like a second son. We were both with him the day he died. Father bequeathed me the rectory in his estate. His father, well, he loved me better, and Darcy couldn't stand.
So he's saying Darcy did it because his father loved him like a son. Like her big brown eyes. You could get lost in them.
I can't anymore. You're hurting.
How could Mr. Darcy do such a thing? It's not true. Let Mr. Darcy contradict it himself. And let us hope a rather more willing tongue.
Now this is the peek into the past that you're like, oh, you know, the ball gowns, the carriages, the courtship.
I'm so pleased you're here. How are you? Miss Elizabeth, looking for someone?
No.
Her hair is so pretty. I just noticed the what's pearls in the back.
Did you see how we don't?
Oh, there's Darcy. I can't figure him out.
Have you seen Mr. Wickham?
It's like of all people for her to fall for, it's Wickham.
Apparently he's been detained.
Detained where?
There you are. Perhaps you will do me the honour, Miss Elizabeth.
I did not think you danced.
Several people, but her ladyship included, have complimented me on lightness of foot.
It's just like, where's the personality? Where's the charm? You know what I'm saying? It's just, he's there.
Your Mr. Wickham has been called on some business to town.
To be sure, dancing is of little consequence to me, but it does afford the opportunity to navigate.
He waits until he sees her to complete this.
Be less inclined to be engaged, were it not for the presence in Netherfield of a certain gentleman.
Gentleman barely warrants the name.
Did she basically just say Darcy had something to do with him being detained?
May I have the next dance, Miss Elizabeth?
He said he doesn't dance, I thought. Huh.
Did I just agree to dance with Mr. Darcy?
I love this dance.
Indeed, most invigorating.
It's your turn to say something, Mr. Darcy.
Play your part, Mr. Darcy.
Happy to oblige. Please advise me of what you would like most to hear.
By and by,
Such beautiful
I may observe
dances.
that now we may remain silent.
You talk as a rule while dancing?
Be unsociable and taciturn. Is it all so much more enjoyable?
Tell me, do you and your sisters very often walk to Meryton?
Yes, we often walk to Meryton.
What's he trying to call her out for?
Is blessed with such happy manners, sure of making friends.
It's been so unfortunate as to lose your friendship.
Why do you ask such a question?
I hope to afford you more clarity in the future.
That was like tense and heated, but with class. She called out his character for what Wickham told her.
Is that Mr. Darcy of Pemberley in Derbyshire? I must make myself known to him immediately. Mr. Darcy?
Oh, Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins is so awkward.
And the other young ladies have a turn.
They have a beautiful grey. Caroline's a much better rider than I.
And my Jane Narrow's so grand must throw her sisters in the way.
There's just so many different little characters moving about in this party. This ball.
Bingley has not noticed.
I think he likes her very much.
Bingley likes her enormously.
He's just shy and modest. If he cannot perceive her regard, he is...
Does she like him?
He does not know her character as we do. There is plenty of time for us to get to know him after.
I felt like she liked him equally. Mama's had some drink. She's feeling good. Is he doing the does she love me not? Poor sweet soul. He don't stand a chance.
I've been practicing.
She hid away. Girl, I would so do the same. So do the same.
Oh, I've never had such a good time.
Wow, that party went on until the morning.
Charles, you cannot be serious.
Sis doesn't approve.
We'll be having a wedding in 3 months, if you ask me, Mr. Bennet.
She's even given a timeline of when the wedding's gonna happen. Is that a goose egg? And why did she put it in her drink? When does he leave?
I was hoping if it would not trouble you that in the course of the morning.
Lizzie will be very happy indeed.
Did they not say he was cousin? I mean, I know it wasn't that big of a deal back then, but...
Dyer, you will stay where you are. Everyone else to the drawing room.
Jane.
Jane?
Ugh, everybody left her. I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad at every single one of them. He brought a flower. Oh. And she wouldn't even take it.
I'm sure my attentions have been too marked to be mistaken, but before I am run away with my feelings, I may state my reasons for marrying. I am convinced it will add greatly to my happiness that I select a wife to inherit the estate. Such an alliance will surely suit everyone.
And he seems so unsure of himself as well, so it's just...
You are too hasty, sir. You forget that I have given no answer. But I regret that I must decline it. You could not make me happy, and I'm convinced I'm the last woman in the world who could make you happy.
This just won't work, Mr.
Conclude
Collins.
that you simply seek to increase my love by suspense.
Please understand me. I cannot accept you.
And they're giggling.
Strong, foolish child.
Strong, foolish child.
Don't worry, Mr. Collins. We'll have you when he come down with it.
She took off. I'm so upset with Mama. Look, this is chaos. I'm so upset with Mama. Let her be in love.
Mr. Bennet, you must come and make Lizzie marry Mr. Collins.
You must come make your daughter.
She vows she will not have him. And now the danger is...
What am I to do?
I love the dad. He's like, what do you want? He's like, I'm not intervening. Let them choose.
Tell her you insist upon them marrying. Go back now and say you've...
Mama wants to keep the house and the family.
Say something.
Your mother insists on you marrying Mr. Collins. Your mother will never see you again if you
translating.
do not marry Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Papa.
Oh, he basically just let her know, like, make yourself happy. I like Papa so much.
Suffer as I do from nervous complaints, but have no pleasure in talking to any.
She's so funny. She's so funny.
What's the matter?
What is it? Who is it from? Did he leave? They were anticipating them getting married in the next few months. Yeah, they're leaving. So then it would just stay like this until they wanted to come back and stay again.
What would take him from Netherfield? Why would he not know when he was to return? Read it, I don't mind.
I love these two sisters, their relationship.
Patient to see his sister, and we are scarcely less eager to meet her again. Is that not clear enough? Caroline sees that her brother is in love with you.
Far more likely that he does not love me and never has.
He loves you, Jane. This is definitely sister.
Let it be known you are there, and I am sure he will come to you.
Try not to be a burden, dear.
Try not to be a burden.
A girl likes to be crossed in love now and then. Distinction amongst her companions. You've turned down Collins. You're free to go off and be sheltered yourself.
He's saying go find love.
Father?
And you have an affectionate mother who would make the most of it.
Mom was mad because her accepting Colin's proposal meant that the house got to stay in the family.
I've come here to tell you the news. Mr. Collins and I are engaged.
To be married?
What other kind of engaged is there?
But he's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous.
Been offered a comfortable home and protection. Right. I'm 27 years old. I'm already a burden to my parents.
He's 27 old back then. How long has she been spinning? Is this what she's done with her days?
Dear Charlotte, thank you for your letter. What with your departure, Jane's to London, for the favour you asked, I would be happy to visit you at your earliest convenience.
She's like alone and bored. You know how close she was with her sister, with Jane. And now she has a reason to visit.
I plan many improvements, of course. I intend to go out of bounds. Oh, yes, I flatter myself.
This parlour is for my own particular use.
She seems rather pleased with her living arrangements or how this worked for her.
Has the pig escaped again? Come and see Lizzie.
We've received an invitation to visit Rosie.
How wonderful.
Lady Catherine's never been averse to the truly humble.
So he don't know what to not say.
Glazing alone costs up to £20,000.
Oh my gosh, look at this place.
So you are Elizabeth Bennet?
I am, your ladyship. Mr. Darcy, what are you doing here?
Miss Elizabeth, I'm a guest here.
Colonel Fitzwilliam, how do you do?
Mr. Collins, you can't sit next to your wife.
So look who that puts her sitting next to. Good.
I trust your family is in good health.
They are, thank you. My eldest sister is currently in London. Perhaps you have...
I haven't been fortunate enough.
A little, ma'am, and very poorly.
You draw?
No, not at all.
Your sisters, do they draw?
Not one.
Has your governess left you?
We never had a governess.
It's like she's just judging her.
Your mother must have been quite a slave to your education.
Not at all, Lady Catherine.
Like she's simple.
Are they out in society?
Yes, ma'am, all.
But all five out at once? Your youngest sisters must be very...
My youngest is not 16. Would hardly encourage sisterly affection.
She's supposed to sit there and take it.
Can hardly expect me to own to it.
There she goes again with Grace, handling her social situations.
Come, Miss Bennet, and play for us. Music is my delight. In fact, there are few people in England, or better natural taste.
And she's supposed to just know how to play.
I'm not afflicted with false modesty. When I say I play poorly...
Her ladyship demands.
Ask me to play an instrument. I'm trying to tell you I'm not good at it. That's embarrassing. And she's already been kind of judging her and how she grew up and just her as a woman.
How does Georgiana get along, Darcy?
She plays very well.
Though you have no instrument of your own, you're very welcome to play on the pianoforte in the housekeeper's room.
You mean to frighten me by coming in all your state to hear me?
What was my friend like in Hunt?
First time I saw him at the assembly, he danced with nobody at all.
I knew nobody beyond my own party.
I need you.
I do not have the talent.
You should take your aunt's advice and practice.
How she handles herself, I think we should all channel that. Very unbothered, but outspoken in a graceful way.
Please do be seated. I'm afraid Mr. and Mrs. Collins have gone on business to the village.
Say something.
I believe my aunt did a great deal to it when Mr. Collins first arrived.
I believe so. Bestowed her kindness on a more grateful subject.
That's true. Mr. Collins is very grateful.
Shall I call for some tea?
No, thank you. Good day, Miss Elizabeth.
What did he come for?
What on earth have you done to poor Mr. Darcy?
I think he's shaken.
Apply for consolation in distress.
Mr. Collins might have one of the most boring voices I've ever heard.
I have now principally in view those objects to be obtained through intercourse. Through the intercourse, friendship, civility.
So how long do you plan to stay in Kent, Colonel?
As long as Darcy chooses. Lucky woman.
Pride.
Really?
He recently came to the rescue of one of his friends. He saved the man from an imprudent marriage. His closest friend, Charles Bing.
They called it an imprudent marriage.
There were apparently strong objections to the lady.
What kind of objection?
A family that was considered unsuitable.
Man.
I believe so.
It was him. I thought it was the sister for sure. It was Darcy. Oh, another reason to not like him. It was Darcy. And you know, her sister and they were really in love. Well, I mean, they really liked each other. We don't know if it was love yet. It's up to them.
Miss Elizabeth.
What do you find so unfavorable about my family, Mr. Darcy?
I came to Rosings with the single object of seeing you. I had to see the inferiority of your birth, my ranking.
I don't understand.
I love you.
What?
Most ardently. Please do me the honor of accepting my hand.
I appreciate the struggle you have been through. Believe me, it was unconsciously done.
Is this your reply?
Yes, sir.
Is this your reply?
Are you rejecting me?
Told me if hindered your regard will help you in overcoming it. I might as well inquire why, with so evident a design of insulting me. But I have other reasons.
What reasons?
You deny
I
it,
know.
Mr. Darcy. Sister, to its derision for disappointed hope.
Do not deny it.
He said I did it. He said I did it.
I watched them most carefully and realized his attachment was deeper than hers.
But Sister hardly shows her true feelings to me.
He's saying it didn't seem like she felt the same about him. But she did tell her in secret that she liked him.
It was made perfectly clear that an advantageous marriage...
Did my sister give that
...known by your mother, your 3 younger sisters, even on occasion your father.
He's saying your family was really desperate. Saying the rest of your family wasn't genuine.
And what about Mr. Wickham? He told me of his misfortune. You ruin his chances, and yet you treat him with sarcasm.
Oh gosh, she's calling him out for everything.
Perhaps these offences might have been overlooked had not your pride been hurt. Expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your circumstances.
You were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry.
He hasn't been pleasant. How is he the love interest?
Forgive me, madam, for taking up so much of your time.
I thought he was going to kiss her. Oh, I thought he was going to kiss her. And even though I don't like him, I wanted him to kiss her. That's conflicting. That's confusing. That was so heated in the classiest way. I get the title Pride and Prejudice. Their pride and prejudice against each other is getting in the way. But he's much more prejudiced against her. He mentioned her inferior. Like how she was inferior. I can't say it today. How she was inferior. Her living circumstances. He mentioned so many things about her. And basically did say against his better judgment, he still liked her. That's not a compliment. Goodness. There was no romance right there. He was just like, yeah, I've decided. Like, yeah, I still want you even though you're not like all that great. There's something about you that I want. She called him out for her sister, for Wickham, for his poor attitude, which he does have. He was not romantic. It was just the rain. It was just the rain that made us want him to kiss her. You know? She just looked so pretty. I don't know. Oh, it's Darcy. I was wondering who it was going to be.
I shall not renew the sentiment disgusting to you.
What?
My father loved Mr. Wickham as a son. He demanded the value of the living which he was given, and which he gambled away within weeks.
Oh, he's telling her the true story.
He then wrote demanding more money, which I refused, at which point he declared passionate love for my sister. She is to inherit £30,000. She was 15 years old. The other matter, that of your sister and Mr. Bingley. They were in the service of a friend.
Is he? Are you all right?
And it probably has something to do with what happened to Wickham and his sister. Seeing her be heartbroken over someone using her or not loving her. And then seeing potentially his best friend go through that.
How is Jane?
He's in the drawing room.
I'm quite over him, Lizzie. He passed me in the street, I'd hardly noticed. There's so much to entertain. What news from Kent?
Nothing. At least not much to entertain.
Stop making such a fuss.
Lydia's been invited to go to Brighton with the fort.
Please, Papa, don't let her go.
Fixed forever as the silliest and most determined flirt.
Have no peace until she goes.
Is that really all you care about?
Father, it's dangerous.
Teach her her own insignificance. You'd be obliged to lock her up for the rest of her life.
Lizzie, dear, you'd be welcome to accompany us.
The glories of nature. What are men compared to rocks and mountains?
That savours strongly of bitterness.
To Darcy when I was at Rosie. Why did you not tell me? Did he mention Mr. Bingley?
You should tell her. But I guess, like, what good is it to tell her because the girl can't do anything about it? And she's trying her best to heal, so why make her start over? Where are we?
Oh,
compared to rocks and mountains.
Where exactly are we? Mr. Darcy's home.
That's the fellow. Very well stocked lake. I've a hankering to see it.
Oh, no, let's not.
Why not? Well, you know why not. I'm urging you to make bad decisions.
He's so rich.
Objecting to poor Mr. Darcy because of his wealth.
These great men are never at home.
And I don't think she realizes that she has, like, a prejudice against him because of his wealth. Automatically has this air of arrogance, but the thing is did he have an air of arrogance? Yeah, I kind of did. Gosh, how beautiful. Where was this filmed? Y'all, that home was insane. How rich is he? How rich is he? Holy cow. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. That's insane. Where is this? Not just be in complete and utter awe. Look at that statue. How? Like, look at this, the way the silk drapes over its face. You would think it's honest to God silk.
Not as much as I...
Holy cow, he's flippin' rich. Oh my gosh, these statues are exquisite. Wow, that's him.
This is he, Mr. Darcy. Handsome face. Is it a true likeness?
Does the young lady know Mr. Darcy?
Do you not think him a handsome man, Miss?
Yes, I dare say he is.
This is his sister, Miss Georgiana.
His sister. We've heard a lot about his sister.
Is she at home?
Oh, she got left. You get lost in a place like that. I just want a tour of his entire home. His entire place. Oh my gosh, he probably thought she was... Or... Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Oh, it's so weird because he doesn't even know she's there. That's so weird. And you just took off, girl. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I thought you were in London.
No, I'm not.
No.
I
We
came
would not
back
have come
a day
had we
early.
known you
Some
were...
business with my steward.
You ready for it to not be awkward between the two of them?
And now you're having a pleasant trip?
Very pleasant. Tomorrow we go to Matlock.
Tomorrow?
A bit of that air that he carried at the beginning of the movie is gone, though.
Are you staying at Lambton?
Yes, at the Rose and Crown.
You can tell he cares.
They said that the house was open for visitors. I had no idea.
May I see you back to the village?
No, fond of walking.
Yes, yes, I know.
Bye, Mr. Darcy.
All these missed moments. It's just like they're letting so much get in the way. And it's almost like it's not enemies to lovers, but it definitely was, you know, that kind of vibe because they didn't like each other. And now we're at this just like, we like each other, but we're letting so many things stop us.
He was very civil, was he not, to dine with? There's something pleasant about his mouth when he speaks.
That's a weird compliment.
Particularly wants to meet his sister.
So we have a dinner. And why does his sister look like an angel? This is the first movie I've watched in a long time where somebody wasn't by this point, you know? This is crazy. What a relief for now.
My brother has told me so much about you. What a beautiful pianoforte. My brother gave it to me.
Easily persuaded.
But he says you play so well.
Played quite well.
Not very well.
Oh, it's the way he looks at her.
Can I persuade you to accompany me to the lake this afternoon?
I'd be delighted.
Brother, you must force her.
Splendid fishing, good company.
So he's taking Uncle fishing, spending more time together with her. I mean, obviously giving her a reason to stay longer.
Oh, it's from Jane.
What's the matter? Every time she comes through, he stands up.
It's the most dreadful news. Lydia has run away with Mr. Wickham. No connections. I fear she's lost forever.
Oh, why would Wickham do that?
This is my fault.
No, this is my fault. Prevented all this merely by being open sisters. My father has gone to London, but I know very well that nothing can be done.
How would you find her in this time? That's so bad.
This is grave indeed. I will leave you. Goodbye.
Yeah, before she ruins the family forever.
This is a turn I wasn't expecting.
Why did Forsters let her out of their sight?
And now she's ruined.
You're all ruined.
So that ruins all the sisters' name, I guess.
Collins will turn us out before he's cold in his grave. Such fluttering spasms all over.
But what is Wickham's motivation? I thought he wanted someone with money.
How could she do such a thing to her poor mamma?
Give it to me.
No!
It's just Papa.
It's in Uncle's writing.
Breath.
It's in Uncle's writing.
I can't make out his
Give it
script.
to me. Father will settle £100 a year on her. That is Wickham's condition.
He's using her as like ransom.
Marry Lydia under so slight a temptation as 100 a year.
I think it a large sum.
Father!
That's crazy that Wickham's allowed to do this.
I'm married, and at 15 too. And tell the servants they will have a bowl of punch. Married.
Is that really all you think about?
That's really all she thinks about.
Lydia! Past Sarah Sims and her carriage. And I vowed my I'd like it. You must all go to Brighton.
I want to hear every little detail.
Near Newcastle. Travel there next week.
Well, Monday morning, I was in such a fuss.
I don't want to hear. Can't you understand why?
Thinking of my dear. I long to know whether he'd been married.
She took her drink.
Who is to be our best man if he doesn't come back? Lucky he did come back. Whereas
Mr. Darcy. But I shouldn't have said a word.
it's the one that discovered her. Don't tell anyone he told me not.
Why would Darcy...
Mr. Darcy's not half as high-mighty as he sometimes.
She let it slip. Darcy did not want her to know that little tidbit of information. You see her wheels just spinning.
I dare say you won't.
But they'll have nothing else to do.
Nothing so bad as parting with one's children. One seems so forlorn without.
You've been trying to get rid of them, girl.
Bye, Lydia! Bye, Mr. Wickham! Bye, Papa!
So Wickham ultimately kind of wins. At least something.
Did you hear the news, madam? Mr. Bingley is returning to Netherfield. She expects him tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Sure I never want to see him again, no.
Yes, madam. I believe he's alone.
Why he thinks we should be interested, I've no idea.
Yeah, but you clocked that little bit of information, didn't you, Mama?
It's all right, Lizzie. I'm just glad he comes alone because then we shall see less of him.
He's at the door. Mr. Bingley?
I knew the mom was going to act like that.
Mama? Mr. What's his name? The pompous one from before.
Pompous one. We know who she's talking about. Pompous, that is the perfect word to describe what he was at the beginning of this film. Pompous.
Kitty, you left this here. Where are the ribbons? Mary, sit down at once.
Mr. Darcy.
Oh, that is not how it looked when they were announcing that he was there.
Very glad we are to see you, Mr. Bingley. And one of my own daughters, too. You will have seen it in the papers, though.
Yes, I did hear of it. I offer my congratulations.
Do you hope to stay long in the country, Mr. Bingley?
Just a few weeks.
I beg you will come here and shoot as many as you please.
Are you well, Mr. Darcy?
Quite well.
So glad someone other than the mom is talking.
I return to town tomorrow.
So soon.
My Jane looks well, does she not?
Does indeed. Well, we must be going, I think.
What was this visit for? I thought you came for your girl.
You must come again. Promise to have a family dinner with us. At least 3 courses.
What was this about?
Excuse me.
Most extraordinary.
Walk in, and she was going to say, sit down. So...
He got nervous. Go get your woman.
Miss Bennet.
Mr. Bingley.
At least now we can meet as indifferent acquaintance. Think me so weak as to be in danger now. I'm sorry, though, that he came with Mr. Darcy.
Don't say that.
Why ever not?
Jane, been so blind.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It's him. He's back.
Oh no, tell us your feelings. Oh, they could have waited like 15 more seconds.
No, this is all very untoward, but I would like to request the privilege of speaking to Miss Bennet.
I'm happy about this.
Alone.
Except you, Jane, dear.
Mama needs this.
So good to see you again so soon.
They would be such a pretty couple too.
I must tell you, I've been the most unmitigated and comprehensive ass.
Oh. I love that the family is still eavesdropping.
1,000 times.
Lord, for that, I thought it would never happen.
She came in instantly. Oh, the look it's made her. I'm so happy for Jane. These two, we need to figure it out. It's just like he looks back at it and walks away and looks. It's like he second guesses it. And he's only in town for a day.
They would be cheated assiduously by their servant.
Knew she could not be so beautiful for nothing.
Mom just feels like she's won the lottery.
Only can address herself affectionately to the heart and the feelings of others, feel the influence of those passions and emotions.
I'm actually getting nervous because we don't have much time left in the movie and nothing has happened for the love connection that we've been like watching bobble here the whole movie.
Can you die? He thought me indifferent, no doubt poisoned by his pernicious sin. But see you so happy if there was such another man for you.
There is a man.
Maybe he's changed his mind. Lady Catherine.
What is Lady Catherine doing here? What?
The youngest has been lately married, your ladyship. You have a very small garden, madam. I need to speak to Miss Elizabeth alone.
Yeah, it's a matter of urgency. You just showed up this time of night.
You can be of no loss, Miss Bennet, to understand why I am here. I am not to be trifled with, but you intend to be united with my nephew, Mr. Darcy.
If you believed it to be impossible, I wonder you took the trouble of coming so.
Do you then pretend to be ignorant of it?
I've never heard of it.
And can you declare there is no foundation?
You're pressed about it.
Has my nephew made you an offer of marriage? Mr. Darcy is engaged to my daughter. This union has been planned. Do you think it can be prevented by a young woman of inferior birth?
Keep calling her inferior. She knows the marriage is patched up.
The shades of Pemberley to be thus polluted. Now tell me once and for all, are you engaged to him?
So I didn't know he was engaged to her daughter.
And will you promise never to enter into such an engagement?
I will not, and I certainly never shall. No, have nothing further to say. I ask you to leave immediately.
She is a rather insulting woman. And of course her family was listening.
I have never been thus treated in my entire life.
What on earth is going on?
Leave me alone!
She was just made to feel inferior this entire movie. Entire movie. Just the landscape of this movie as well has been so beautiful. Oh my gosh, is that him walking up? And he doesn't have all the frou-frou fluff. Rip his chest out like a normal person. It's like we've seen him literally strip down, like take away all his airs and just be honest and real. And look at, oh goodness, look at him.
Sleep.
Nora, my aunt.
Yes, she was here.
That's why he came.
After what you have done for Lydia, and I suspect for Jane also, it is I.
Yeah, he's righted his wrongs, in her opinion.
I believe you spoke with my aunt last night and has taught me to hope. Till what they were last April told me so at once. My affections and wishes have not changed. One word from you will silence me forever.
He told her he still feels the same.
However, your feelings have changed. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
He said you have bewitched me body and soul.
Well then, your hands are cold.
Oh my gosh. Seeing the light. That was such an intimate moment. I wanted them to kiss though. Guys, they let everything go.
Shut the door, please, Elizabeth.
What was that? What was he talking to her dad?
I thought you hated the man.
No, Papa.
But will that make you happy? We all know him to be a proud, unpleasant sort of fellow.
Proud and unpleasant.
This would be nothing if you really liked him.
I do like him.
He said
he's not proud. I was wrong. Entirely wrong about him.
She did make assumptions about him. She did make assumptions about him as well.
I told you what he was really like. What he's done.
What has he done?
Her father wanted to make sure she really liked and loved him because first of all he thought he wasn't very likable and he knows he's rich.
It must have been wrong. It was the first time, wasn't it? Nor the last, I dare say.
I must pay him back.
No, you mustn't tell anyone. He wouldn't want it. Been a fool about Jane, about so many other things. He and I are so similar. We're both so stubborn. But
oh,
you really do love him, don't you?
Very much.
Seeing her daddy be excited for her.
But anyone can deserve you. It seems I am overruled. I heartily give my consent.
I've loved the dad so much, and that is the guy.
Not have parted with you, mind, to see anyone less worthy.
And he was just so encouraging for her to follow her heart the whole time. And then, like, when he realized that she did and that she was happy and that, like, he could trust her in somebody else's hands, like, him being torn up about it, or him being happy about
marry
it.
a kitty, for heaven's sake, send them in.
Oh gosh. Oh. And she never settled. She wanted love, and she got love.
Only I wish you would
And
not
he's
call me my
just-
dear.
Dim and Samaela.
Lizzie for every day. My pearl for Sunday. Goddess divine, but only on very special occasions.
What shall I call you when I'm cross?
You may only call me Mrs. Darcy. Clear, incandescently happy.
And how are you this evening? Mrs. Darcy. Mrs. Darcy.
Oh my god, she's stunning. Happy.
Mrs. Darcy.
Oh my god. Oh, that was so good. And they ended it with that kiss that we've been waiting on. We've been waiting on since the moment in the rain. That was so good. Oh my gosh, and it just went by like that. And like, it was just so comforting. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I just had a warm hug. And the thing is, it wasn't like these big mountaintops, like crazy moments or anything like that. It was just like such good dialogue, such good acting, like such a good storyline. And it kept you completely entertained and just like, I don't know. I've never watched a true romance film in my life. I've only, like I said, it's been like rom-coms, like a 2000s rom-com kind of girl. So this was different, and I didn't know how I was gonna feel, because like without the laughs, how does it work? Like, can romance sustain a whole movie? Yeah. And it did have laughs, but just getting to completely indulge in the story and the relationships and the time period, I think, completely made it such a phenomenal experience. And I love that the music is soothing. Like, this is crazy for me because I feel like I just watch such intense things on the channel, and sometimes maybe a girl needs to sit back and watch people fall in love. Because the thing is I did not like him. I did not like him at the beginning, and I think I fell in love with him too. And it wasn't after we saw his estate. Because when we saw his heirs fall. And I think that's what it was thinking someone was completely pompous and not likable, to seeing that you can't take everyone at face value, and there is so much more to learn and discover about people in the way that they are. So I think it was just an overall lesson about pride and prejudice, and I loved it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, it's close to Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. Before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell. If you want the full link to watch along, the link for Patreon is down in the description. For now, let's go out in this big, beautiful world. Let's spread some light. Let's spread some love. And if we can, let's make somebody smile.